Welcome back, my football friends. Let's get down to business. Yes, I am wearing glasses because I can't show you guys my eyes after the performance that the Raiders just put on yesterday. I'm wearing black because I'm still mourning that loss. But we don't live in the past, we move on to the future. And in the future, and in very short time, we do have a Monday Night Football doubleheader, starting off with the Jaguars going up and taking on the Buffalo Bills in Orchard Park, New York. This one, we are going to be rolling with the Buffalo Bills. Gotta roll with the whole team on this one. Why, you may ask? Let me tell you why. Firstly, I don't think the Jaguars still have recovered from their loss against the Chargers a few years ago in the playoffs. They had a 20-plus point lead. They lost that. Following year, they choked out of the playoffs even though they had a winning record. They still haven't recovered. I don't know what it's gonna take. Maybe a new regime, a new energy, but yeah, that regime already seems cooked. T-Law, he needs to get out of his shell. But more importantly, there are injuries for the Jaguars, especially on the defensive end. They are out of Tyson Campbell, their standout corner, out of Andrew Wingard, out of Darnell Savage, 2 safeties. But even more important than that, talk about Trevor Lawrence. Arguably his best weapon since he landed in Jacksonville has been Evan Ingram. If you look at Ingram's numbers, if you look at how much targets T-Law has with him, not having him out there, it's going to be a tall task for the Jaguars. The veteran O-line, they should gel better together, especially after getting Mitch Morse revenge game possibly. But they're still, underperforming, and they can still be upgradable because none of those guys are actual solidified stars in that O-line, other than let's say Mitch Morse. Got to have at least one guy in the front line that's going to be your leader, and Mitch Morse I feel like is a little too old for that, to lead that O-line, especially after having the heartbreaks that he did up in Buffalo. So we'll see how that goes. Now moving on to the Buffalo side. Buffalo have the injuries of their own. Tyler Bernard's out, Teron Johnson, their best slot corner's out, Mount Milano, their best linebacker's been out since before the season even started. They have a lot of things going against them. But they also do have the front seven of Epinesa, Russo, Oliver, Daquan Jones, and more importantly, a healthier Von Miller. He doesn't need to give you 20 sacks. He needs to give you 5 sacks in the moments that matter the most. That's what he's there for. His contract's big, but he's not there for the whole contract. He's there to make his impact currently. Yes, they kind of started going away from that direction, so kind of Von got left in the limbo, but Von Miller's still him. Talk about being him, though. The physical corners that Bills have, I don't think Jacksonville's going to be able to get out of the line of scrimmage, if I'm being honest. And I know the Bills' safeties have been in questions, moving on from Micah Hyde, moving on from Jordan Poyer. Taylor Rapp solid. They picked up Mike Edwards. You got DeMar Hamlin, and they're all solid tacklers. But none of them are good in zone, and that's going to take a lot of them. A single high safety, I don't trust any of them. Maybe Mike Edwards, but if that. Yet, we are still rolling with the Bills. Josh Allen so far this year has 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 73.8% completion, only 2 sacks taken. Meanwhile, for Trevor Lawrence, 1 touchdown, 0 interception, only 51% completion. That is incredible with the weapons that he has, the weapons that they added this offseason. And as aforementioned, the offensive line, they've given up 7 sacks already. It might at least get add on by 3 and get to double digits by the end of this game. Talk about this game. I said a Monday night doubleheader, so we got 2 games. Second one, we got the Commanders. The number 2 overall pick with Jaden Daniels going up to take on the number 1 overall pick from a few years ago in Joe Burrow. This one. Let's start off with the Commanders. Jeff Driscoll is their backup quarterback. I know they had Marcus Mariota, but Jeff Driscoll and Marcus Mariota is your best option at quarterback for Jaden Daniels coming into his rookie year, while Steelers got Justin Fields and Russ. Are we sure that was the best option for him? I don't think so. But maybe I'm wrong. Any Commanders fan, you could let me know underneath. Another thing that confuses me with them, their run game is very, very solid. Their run game. Brian Robinson Jr. is averaging 6 yards per carry. Austin Eckler is averaging 4.8 yards per carry. Yet, I don't know why Cliff Kingsbury wants to spread it out, pass the ball off 53 times with a rookie quarterback. Why? Why are we doing that? Literally, run the ball every time. When there are moments where Jaden needs the ball, and when he needs to throw the ball, throw the ball. You don't need to do extra. You're not playing with Kyler Murray. Just figure it out, because you guys can be really good. Because defensively, the front seven's been active. I know it was against the Giants last week, but they've still been active. Adding Frank Louvu from the Panthers, adding Bobby Wagner from Seattle again. They're the leading tacklers on the team already. I don't know what else to say of their impact. Their front, they had all those Alabama D linemen. They're still there. De'Aaron Payne's still there. Jonathan Allen's still there. Edge rushers, you could always ask for a little bit more. I know they just got Clay. Shout out to our former rated Cleveland Furrow. He just signed there. Unfortunately, he is out for this game, I do believe. But, they have the solid building pieces. This year, they could kind of, go on a similar run to the one of Texans. Nobody believed in them. Nobody, expected that out of them. Can it happen? With the Cowboys kind of going down, Eagles still, they might have won yesterday, but they're still questionable. Giants are the Giants. So Commanders do have a chance to kind of, splash into the playoffs this year, like the Texans did last year. But we'll see how that goes on. But for that, the cornerbacks are a very, very questionable place. Emmanuel Forbes, second year. Okay, I understand. Mike Stainstrill in the nickel, rookie, understand. But Emmanuel Forbes needs to step up. Benjamin St. Just on as a cornerback 1. Okay, he's been solid, but he has not been great. You could go back and watch highlights of him getting torched last year. And this year's not last year, but it kind of does still carry over. Noah Igbenagbani. Sorry, I just butchered your name. Out of Miami. He's still only 24, but he's the veteran of that cornerback room. Almost a veteran of a DB room at 24. That's just not right, at least for me. But other than that, they have safeties. Okay, Jeremy Chin, solid pickup, I guess. Good tackler, big. You could actually even move him inside to linebacker since you moved Jamin Davis to an outside 4-3. There's things that could be done. I don't get why Derek Forrest doesn't get a little bit more playing time. I think he would be more impactful. But yeah, Commanders is just there. They're inside of that offensive line. It's completely improved. It actually looks a lot more like Kansas City. However, the tackles also looks like Kansas City. Andrew Wiley on the right side. They got Allegretti from the Super Bowl champs last year, but the left tackle is still a question. And having a young quarterback, you want to give him that safety blanket for left tackle, where you don't have to worry about anything like Brock Purdy and Trent Williams, but it doesn't always happen. So we move on to the other side, Cincinnati Bengals. They're injury riddled as well. Sheldon Rankins, the biggest for this weekend, I would say. But with Chris Jenkins Jr. also being out, BJ Hill, Von Bell all also being questionable, this is a very, needed game for Bengals being 0-2. I think Jamar Chase, Terry McLaurin, whoever wakes up, they're going to be the ones to dictate the game and take over the game, because I don't think corners on either side are that solid where they're going to shut either of those two wide receivers down. So whichever one decides to wake up, show up, do their thing. Bengals, on one hand, I know they haven't had T. Higgins. That kind of makes them not complete. So we can't really talk about Bengals until they are a complete team. And they kind of put it together 1 or 2, 3 weeks, and then we could kind of make an assessment out of that. But for what we have shown so far, they do have other weapons as well. They have Trey Burton. They have Yovasi out of Princeton. Probably said his name wrong. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Pretty boy. But yeah, that's why I feel like the Bengals are still, a team in question. Yeah, they're 0-2, so you want to kind of get back into the winning ways, but they're still stuck in the limbo of trying to find their identity. That offensive line, they upgraded for sure, but they still lack chemistry and continuity right next to each other. That's going to develop over time. Because of that, the run game hasn't really been up to par. Only 78 yards so far as a team. Losing Joe Mixon has, actually turned out to be a bigger loss than anticipated for them. Is Zach Moss really a RB1? He was an RB2 in Indy. We'll see how that kind of goes around. So I think that running game still needs to get figured out, because if Joe Burrow is only one-dimensional, it's going to hurt his chances of winning even more. He might be successful, but he might not win, and that might be the difference. The difference between Mahomes and Burrow is one wins. One performs, but one wins. That's where it's at. I don't know. This feels like a very, very close game. I got to roll with the home team again, Cincinnati Bengals. We'll see how we end up after this 2 picks for the 3 weeks that we have. But so far, Jaden Daniels has 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I know he has like rushing touchdown, but he has 76% passing completion. That should be solid. And then another butt comes, a bigger butt. 7 sacks through 2 games for a rookie quarterback. Those sacks are going to add up. I just hope he doesn't turn out to be another David Carr. They take care of him better. That left side, like I said, left tackle needs to be addressed sooner rather than later. Maybe you do move Andrew Wiley, back to the left. I don't know. You got to figure it out. That's why I don't get paid the big bucks to do that. I'm just here giving my thoughts, giving my opinion, and giving a little analysis from my eyes to help you guys with your breakdown as well. I'm just here to support. I'm not here to, take the shine. But appreciate y'all for tuning in again. This week has been a little rough, but we're gonna get better. Next week, we'll see how it goes. I'll be back here very soon, back with another Thursday Night Football breakdown. Till then, I hope y'all have a fabulous Monday, fabulous week, and a blessed Monday Night Football. Peace.